Hello friends, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be unboxing a Bluetti AC200 power station. So you can actually call it a solar generator actually, because you can also use solar to, to power this. So we've opened it a little bit already, but this is the first time I'm seeing anything. I've actually not opened this box because I want that surprise also. All right, so let's begin to open the box and let's see what we'll find. So I don't know if you can see this right here. One of the first things that I noticed is this actual bag, a manual, and judging from what this looks like, from what I think it is, this is the charger. This is the power supply. See how big that is? This is really, really big. Let me take this out. So for the bag, what do we have in the bag? We have a bunch of other cables. So this is like the remaining for this guy, the remaining power cable for this, and we have extra cables. This one can connect directly to your car, and you can see the car charger thing right there. And this is for solar, so they give you like MC4s connectors. This is definitely going to be plugged into the station, the power station itself. So you can use this with solar, you can use your car to charge it, and you can use this guy right here. So, and inside the box, really nothing, just the actual power station itself. You can see really how big this is. So I'm just going to give you like a proper review of what this is. So let's change sides. So this is the power button. Then you have your DC output right here, and you have a 12 volt 3 amp. This is definitely DC, so you can put in like your fans, your DC fans and stuff like that. You can actually charge it from here. And you have your 12 volt. This is also an output actually, for like if you have like the car charger kind of thing. The Type C, you get a Type C port, it's 60 watts, another USB 5 volt 3 amps. On this side, you get to see this is the AC output. So you have like 2 plugs, one here and the other here, which is pretty awesome. It's pure sine wave, so they tell you once you see that sign, you know that it's pure sine wave. You look at the sides, you'll see 2 input ports. This, judging from the cables, is the solar port. So it tells you even underneath there, you can actually see it. This is the solar port. The PV is 35 volts to around 150 volts and 12 amps max. You can basically plug this in for your solar. And we also have input for the adapter. We'll also test that. This is 58.8 volts at 500 watts max. So we'll just use the one that they actually sent us. So it has a fan to cool it, to cool the inside. And if you look at this side, it shows you some other specs. So let's just see the specs a little bit. So yeah, it's the AC200P. It's 2000 watt hour. That's the battery capacity. 2000 watt hour. That's 50 volts, 40 amps. And that's quite big. The DC port, 12 to 150 volt at 12 amp hour. Now I'm a little bit confused because on the other side it was saying 35, and the adapter 58.8 volts to 8 amps. So that means it can actually come down to around 12. But maybe they are merely suggesting that it is 35 volts from here. Okay. So the output is generally 220 to 240 volts, which is what we use here in Nigeria. For other countries, it's around 120 volts. That's the power from the grid, or what you can actually use to power your appliances. So it has wireless charging at 15 watts. So on the top here, you can see the wireless charging. We'll actually test that also with with a phone to see if it actually works. Let's turn it on and let's see what it actually does. So, wow, see the screen. It shows you like, but this is a really good screen. It shows you like basically almost everything. You get to see like settings, data, your production info, inverter charger info, BMS maintenance, fault history. You get to see like faults, if there are any faults from anywhere. So I'm literally still doing a bunch of tests to actually see how this works. So I'm just going to open this right here and plug it in. Let's see what we are actually getting. On the adapter, it shows you here 471 watts, which is actually really much. That's actually so much. Judging from, you know, the other solar generators that you actually get right here. Like I said, this is really big. So we're pulling from the adapter. You can even see the red light there to show you that it's actually charging. That's the red light there. We're pulling 473 watts. I'm also going to test it with solar, so we'll see how it works with solar. So basically plugged in right now with the adapter and we're getting 473 watts. So another thing I want to test is the wireless charging. The output is 15 watts. It's on the screen right here. You can either decide to turn on the DC or the AC. So for the DC, because that's basically what we're using, so it tells you if you want to put it on or off. So I want it on, and now DC is on. So we're charging with the wireless port. Yep, it's charging. So judging from what I see, I love it already. I'm going to be testing it out with those solar panels right there, and I'll just use one of them, and we'll see if that's actually also going to charge. So we're testing it out with the cables that they gave us. So it comes well equipped with all the cables that you need, and that's pretty awesome. So this is the final test. I have the cables here. So if this one is this one should be around 36 or something, around 35. You should be able to work with it properly, like well. So previously I tried to do like a test on it with solar panels. So I put out the PV and tried to charge it. I wanted to show that actual feature in the video. But I noticed that it was saying over voltage. So I was having like a couple of faults. So it was saying PV or car over voltage, and that was like some major faults. So I had to just bring it back in, and so I just figured this out. So in the settings, one of our engineers, you know, was playing around with it, and he figured out this setting. So previously it was on car, and the DC input source should have been PV. So I will just be doing another test today to see, you know, how this works with PV and how much wattage power we are going to get from PV. So we are currently powering a couple of appliances. I know we have this DC right here, which is not actually pulling much, just about 10 watts of the DC fan. And we also have this water dispenser right here, but you know, it fluctuates when there's a surge or something like that. So currently all the power we are currently getting from this is around 46 watts. So this is day 2 of the tests, and we are kind of having it connected right now, you know, after the first test, and I noticed that it was not actually working. So one of the first things, you have to put it on there. Once it's on, you can actually see it on the screen. So on the screen right here, I have like 100 watts coming into the battery, so there are no more faults from the solar side. That's actually pretty awesome. So it's basically charging from the sun. Kind of have it out here today, and yeah, that kind of concludes this video. The Bluetti basically works. You can see from the connection on the side here. This is the input solar side. This is the connector for the adapter. Just really basic stuff. It's good that they actually separated it. At least this one can take 35 to 150 volts. And on the screen, we can actually see that it's basically charging from solar right there. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye.